Now, let's go. It's time to start the show. Up first on Dante's New South, we have Croatian guitarist Dario Plevnik. Dario, how's life treating you, boss?
Thank you very much. I'm fine. I got a little pain in my back, but this is a professional damage because of playing and sitting, all the time. So it's sometimes I got a pain in my. I'm not educated guitar player, and I start to play like a rock and roll guitar player, and I play like I cross my legs, that's not right position for classical guitar playing. You must have one leg up, but I don't know how to play guitar like that. I need to practice to play, like that. That's the reason why I have just that back problem, but everything else is okay. I'm fine. I'm still alive.
All right, Dario, tell us about yourself. Why do you live for music?
Yeah. I like the sound of instrument. That's actually, I think, most important thing. I started to play when I was a 10 years old kid. My parents, they have friends, and that friend plays guitar, but, like singing when they drink and eat barbecue, whatever, And I like the sound of the instrument. And when I was 10 years old, my parents buy me this like a classical guitar, but it's for children. And then I start to play just like just to hear the sound, and I was fascinating by the sound of guitar. And my uncle, he knows how to play guitar just a little bit, and he showed me some chords, and I accept that chords, and then I understand that with these chords I can create some melodies. And when I was 10 years old, when I start and learn the chords, I start to compose. So my first song was the name Honey, It's Only Memories.
Right.
And that's when I was 10 years old, first love. And that's how I start. And then I practice and practice and practice. And then some older guys, they wants to have a band, and they hear how I play, and they wants to have their own music. And I have already two songs, I think, or one and a half, And then we started to practice and play and practice and play. And normally they gave up, and I continue and make another band and another band. And I was always composing, and I always wanted to create our own music as a band, not only myself. And that was my beginnings. And I have a happy childhood, because my grandmother, where I have all my friends, she lived in the beginning of the city suburb. I don't know the word, is it the right word, and it was like a village. And I play a lot with my friends. We play football, we play music, we ride the bicycles, we go to the Drava. It's our river near the Osijek. Actually, Osijek is past Drava. This river passed through the Osijek city where I live. And we swim and we're fishing, and that's the really beautiful childhood. Steal the cherries and the fruits from other neighbors, and I keep playing with the bands, and but always we play our own music, and we try to create our own music. So that's the story, and yeah, that's it for now.
We talked a bit before we started this interview, and in that conversation, you mentioned that you believe that God brings you the music that you play. You have no formal training, it all just flows from you and through you. Please explain how that God feeling has shaped your life.
It's normally that when you are a kid, you don't know that, you don't understand that, but you can feel that. I think and I believe that every person in the world got a talent for something. But the problem is that your talent sometimes, actually not sometimes, but more often is killed by the education and some jobs, or you must work, you must pay that, you must do that, you must do that, and that's the actually I think that the guilt is in the school system, that they should recognize the child, what is that child talent, and you don't need to do something that you don't have a talent, but in education system they kill the spirit and the emotion and creation in the children through the that system of the school. It was like that in my country where I live. I mean, it was before the war in Croatia, in ex-Yugoslavia. Yeah, we were a communist country. It was everything was. Actually, it's a same thing, but in the different gloves. Uh, and I had that chance that my parents support my music, because they have friends who are in the not in the music business, but they are teacher in the high school, teaching piano or teaching, I don't know, how to sing. And they recognize that talent that I have. I didn't know that then until I came into the show business. It was after the war in Croatia in 1993, 94. We made the big contract with the biggest record label in ex-Yugoslavia, um, Yugoton, ex-Yugoton, now Croatia Records, but they are the same. Yugoton, they are not Croatia Records. They never be. And then I understand that I saw that the people who are my colleagues in that show business, they create some beautiful songs, and when they make the contract to work for the politics, they lose that talent. And I didn't make that contract. And then I understand the connection with the God, that the God is actually who is ruling everything, who is a boss. You understand what I mean? And you are just a tool in his hands. And if you disappoint him, then your talent goes away. So, and then those people became jealous, angry, and that's the show business that you know already, I think. So I didn't know it when I was young, that connection. And I thank God to that connection, because I can, whatever I see, whatever I feel, I can make the melody from that, of that, actually, of that.
To springboard off this last question, I want to talk about how you maintain your faith, how you literally were exiled from your country. How did you reconcile that exile in your faith, and how did you cope with it while you're out in the wild, so to speak?
The hard years was during the war. I was in the prison camp for the 6 months. But after the war, I met Daria in 1993, my wife, and she saw how I play and what I do, what I, and she decided to be my manager. And then we came into the show business, because she's very smart and very, very, very intelligent person, and she's what she decided to do, she will do it. And so we came to the Croatian Records, this biggest company, and we make the contract for the album. It was in 1994, and then we saw that it's not it's a very, very, very big connection, actually. Music industry and the politics, it cannot work one without each other. Hard times start when we have a problems as a Croats, and we're fighting with those people. I mean, fighting. They are. They want me to do something that is not in the. How can I explain that? It's not our life. It's not our life. I can live like that, you know, to betray my nation, to betray my country, and to serve the wrong job for against my people, you know. And that's the meaning. If you want to be popular, you must make that deal with the devil. We decided not to, and I start to think about it, and they don't like it, and that was our hard time. My music is banned. My work is banned. I cannot have a gigs. I cannot afford to have a band anymore because who will play with you without a gigs? You know, we all must live from something. And they threatened to my family, our family. They destroyed my car. And what can I do? You know, you have 40 years, and I don't know. I cannot go to some construction building and work. You know. And then I started to play and practice for the classical guitar. So that was a very harsh time. Our friends help us to survive. They pay the bills of electricity, water, you know, heating. So our people, our nation, they feed us through the years until I came and actually we find about the TikTok. They support us because they understand that we didn't sell ourselves, that we are helping to the people that as much as we can. I recorded for free lots of traditional ensembles that they represent our culture, our tradition, and I recorded them for the free. I make them CDs, you know, and all our life is actually loving the land that feeds you and respect that land and fighting against the evil that wants to destroy that paradise that where we are living.
And after all that, man, you still maintain and radiate joy and calm. How do you stay hopeful in this day of trial and tribulation? How do you prevent yourself from growing jaded and cynical?
Well, we find it very early, very early when we was pushed into the corner, you know, and you don't have any exit, you know. Then you start to think different, and then you see the beauty in the your neighbor, in the tree, in the grass, and the flower, in the bird, in your nation, in your land, in your country, and that connects you to the people who don't understand that, but they can feel it. So happiness is big as you are humble. More humble, bigger happiness. And that was also an interesting story as we tried. Actually, my wife tried through this period when we have problems with politics. She went and searched for all the producers, show business people. We want to leave Croatia, you know, and try to find out somewhere else where we can maybe earn some money to survive. And then she got some friend from United States, and he mentioned in one conversation TikTok, when TikTok just started, you know. And when we went to TikTok, we saw the children who were dancing there. You know, what can I do there? You know, and it was past, I think, maybe 1 or 2 years, and then Daria, on the by the chance, watched the TikTok and see one guy who's playing and earning money on the TikTok. So, and then we decided to try it. What can we do? You know, and we tried. The first and the biggest step was to have 1,000 followers that you can start the live. And after that, in 1 year, I have 50,000, and this is now I have 150,000 followers in 3 years. And we are living from TikTok.
All right, here's a real cheesy one. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I don't know. I will be happy if it stays like it is, you know. So I don't. I live for today, you know. I don't plan because whenever we plan something, you know, God's got a different plans. You know, you can plan, but His plans will be like He wants to. And then we decided, I normally play something in the short future, but 5 years, 1 year more, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow. That's the plans. So nothing. And I think that I achieved what I want to achieve when I was a kid and start to play guitar. We have in the school one like when you must wrote the some not poems. It's like a it's not a novel, short story
Yeah.
about what will you be when you grow older. And I don't know why. I mean, I know now that was God. I wrote that I want to be immortal and then die. And in Yugoslavia and communism, it's not normal to write something like that, And now I have problems in the school, my parents, blah, blah, blah. What do you want to say with that, And I said, I want to be immortal because when I'm playing with my music, I want to, and then I want to die, normally to die, because I achieved my goal, in life. So that's it. I achieved my goal.
To keep up with you while you evolve as an artist, how do we find you online?
Yeah, I'm on all these platforms, but mostly I'm on TikTok. I have a YouTube. I have all these platforms: Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, Pandora, Deezer, Shazam. I don't know all these hundreds. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also you can find my music on TikTok.
Yeah. All back to TikTok.
Because live is live.
Yeah.
I'm playing live, and that's a totally different story. This is studio, and whenever you listen the same recording. But live is always different, different mood, different feeling, different ambience, different nails, different guitar, everything.
Now, I'm going off script here a little bit. In all my other interviews, I stop right here and sign off, but I just can't do that, man. Would you please brighten my day and the day of our listeners by playing any song you want, the one on the tip of your fingers, to share some of that divine light I adore so much?
I will play something that is very important, and that's
Okay.
Faith, album Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah. Man, that was flawless. Thank you, Dario, for blessing this episode of Dante's with your piece. Now, you'll be in January's Blue Mountain Review, and, there's a little bit of time between now and then, so I hope that time is filled with more happiness than you can contain.
Thank you very much, dear friend, and I hope
That-
I didn't make you a little bit uncomfortable with my talking.
Man, I could say the same to you about my conversational skills. I hope I haven't made you uncomfortable either. So let's sign off now, man. I think we found a beautiful place to sit in quiet where we can both hear your music. Thank you, man. First up from Dario Plevnik is a song called
Russia, River in Croatia.